Rich Peverley of the Dallas Stars collapsed on the bench Monday night, was immediately carried down the tunnel by his team staff. He was taken to the hospital, but is conscious. This happened about 6.5 minutes into the Stars game against Columbus. The game has been postponed. Peverley completed a shift about a minute before the incident when he was on the bench. Peverley is in his 8th NHL season, first with the Stars after coming over in an offseason trade with the Bruins. He's helped Boston win a Stanley Cup in 2010, 2011. Last September, Peverley underwent a procedure to correct an irregular heartbeat, a condition that was discovered in his preseason physical. Again, Rich Peverley collapsed on the Stars bench. He was taken to the hospital. He is conscious. This was about 6.5 minutes into the game. He had a procedure earlier in the season to fix an irregular heartbeat. Certainly a scary moment out here for the Dallas Stars. Pierre LeBrun, our ESPN.com NHL writer, joins us now on SportsCenter. Pierre, what have you been told about this incident?
Well, that he collapsed on the bench right after a shift, and obviously mayhem ensued after that. Terrific work, by the way, by the Stars training staff. I tell you, NHL trainers are the best in sports, and again, just like the Yuri Fisher incident years ago in Detroit, very similar incident. The training staff being so quick, rushing him to hospital, really key, I'd say, at this point. You gave a lot of the background. I mean, for Rich Peverley, you know, this was an issue for him, you know, back in preseason, missing all the preseason and the first game of the year. And he missed a game last week because he wasn't feeling well. I don't want to speculate past that, but, you know, obviously quite a scary thing. And the best news of all is that he was conscious en route to hospital. The NHL quickly convening and doing the right thing here and postponing the game. You could see the expression on the players' faces. There was no way that, from an emotional standpoint, they can continue playing this game.
Yeah, and Pierre, I don't want to sound insensitive here, but I did want to touch on that for a minute. You alluded to it there a second ago. Why do you believe that they postponed the game? Was this a situation where the Dallas Stars were just too emotionally distraught to continue after what they saw with Peverley?
Yeah, I'd say both teams. In fact, the president of the Columbus Blue Jackets was quickly quoted afterwards as saying that players on both teams were just too stunned and you know, kind of emotionally wrecked by what they saw. I mean, this is a teammate, yes, for the Dallas Stars, but even as an opponent for Columbus, it's just something they're not used to seeing, and you could just tell the reaction on both benches that there was no way this game was going to continue to be played. And it's an important game. At some point, they'll have to resume it because both teams are obviously in the playoff race. And for the Dallas Stars, by the way, they have another quick turnaround tomorrow, at this point anyway, where they play in St. Louis. So a lot going on right now, but certainly all the attention and thoughts and prayers with Rich Peverley, who is you know, sent to hospital, and good thing, obviously conscious at this point.
Peverley, 31 years old, is his 8th season in the NHL. We had mentioned that he had an irregular heartbeat. He had a procedure for that in the offseason. What kind of checks and balances can teams do, and training staff and team doctors do with a guy like Peverley knowing his health condition coming in?
Well, they're always on this. They're always asking these guys how they're feeling. They're always checking these guys. So, you know, they held him out of the game last week. Obviously, we'll find out more now about, you know, his condition. But, you know, usually these guys are absolutely on top of this. And, you know, if he felt well enough to play tonight, then that was certainly the case before puck drop.